this morning at 8 on Fox 14.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, residents in Fort Scott came together yesterday to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
Plus, a water line breaks in the Jasper County Courthouse, forcing it to shut down.
And we've got clouds rolling out for now ahead of another warm day out there, but colder temperatures on the horizon. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door, coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner, and it's just after 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning in the 4 states, and it's chilly out there.
It's very cold in here, Chris.
All of this stuff generates heat, which has to be cooled down,
or
the building burns to the ground.
Put the AC on when we just got through the winter tundra.
If there was a window I could open, I'd open the window, but I don't want to burn the building. We're not building the burning down.
We're freezing in here.
We're not burning it down. we're not doing it.
Okay.
All right, but it is going to get colder yet, so then we'll see.
Bundle up. All right, I'm going to go get my jacket.
Please.
Well,
that's a good idea.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday was Monday, but frigid temperatures prevented residents in Fort Scott from celebrating together on that day.
So the event was rescheduled to yesterday. KOAM's Anthony Saviello was there and has more.
If you don't learn, you stop growing. So you have to learn and open up and learn new things. And each year I learn how much that Martin Luther King has affected everybody from all walks of life, from all ages too as well.
Kirk Sharp is the executive director at the Gordon Park Museum at the Fort Scott Community College. His role extends beyond the campus and into the community, especially when it means bringing people together to celebrate one of the most influential civil rights leaders in our nation's history.
It's important to help keep that history and legacy alive and the hard work that Martin Luther King sacrificed to help to fight for freedom, champion social justice. So we want to honor that day, honor this day with that.
For Kirk, this is not just a day to honor Dr. King, but to make sure his legacy stays intact for the future.
The fight for freedom didn't just come instantly. It was a struggle during the civil rights movement, and Martin Luther King was a key component to that. And so we want to make sure that the lessons learned from the past is not repeated going into the future.
Those who attended were asked to participate in a food drive, engage in a free lunch, and listen to a performance honoring Dr. King, a performance that began with his favorite song. Reporting in Fort Scott, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The college has hosted this event for the last 12 years.
It's always important to make sure we remember these things, celebrate these things, and unfortunately, as we mentioned, the weather did push that back, but still getting it done. And the weather pushed back school, I don't know how many days, but today, kids getting on that bus this morning.
Absolutely.
Some are excited, some not so much. Parents probably celebrating. They may have called in to work today because they're like, you know what, I haven't had a day.
Get the house, please. Get
last
everything back
6
in order.
weeks. So I'm going to take a moment and a great day to do so. Let's look outside real quick. This is our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin, looking back towards the east-northeast, and we have clouds rolling out, kind of blocking that sunrise, but you can see there is daylight out there ahead of another relatively warm day across the area. MoDOT camera 20th in range line in Joplin. Still a little dark out there, and with all the headlights kind of causing a glare, but what I can tell you is there's considerably less snow on the ground across the area, and that's why so many kids are going back to school today. Here's those clouds on the Skywatch Storm Tracker rolling on out of here. They did try to bring some light flurries here and there, didn't really add up to much. We do have wind chill advisories in place. This part of southeast Kansas through 11 Saturday morning, this area until noon Saturday, and then Oklahoma and Arkansas until noon tomorrow, because temperatures are going to get downright cold. 29 in Joplin right now, 27 in Pittsburgh, and as we go through today, we are talking highs in the low 40s out there ahead of another Arctic blast. We'll talk about that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. Well, the Carthage first responders were called to the Jasper County Courthouse yesterday evening. Fire crews were alerted to an automatic water flow alarm at 6:48 p.m. It is suspected that a line had frozen during the colder temperatures and burst open when it had thawed. The extent of the damage is unknown at this time as water was coming down from the ceiling. Power is shut off for now till a full assessment can be done. Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis tells KOAM that his office will be closed until Monday at the earliest. Several court proceedings will be affected by the power outage, and you can see the full list on the Jasper County, Missouri website. We will also note that the courthouse in recent years has experienced an extensive, long remodel that has cost millions of dollars. You can follow updates on this story on our website at koamnewsnow.com. And the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation released an update to a shooting investigation in Miami. As you may recall, the Miami Police Department requested the OSBI to assist with a homicide investigation on the evening of January 5th. Agents have determined there was an altercation involving multiple people near 2nd Ave and H Street in Miami. That incident led to the shooting death of 27-year-old Matthew Vincent LeCastro. Authorities have not made any arrests in that case. And Joplin police are just now releasing information about a crash that happened last week, killing a pedestrian. It happened last Thursday at the intersection of East 32nd Street and South Finley Avenue. Police say a vehicle traveling west on 32nd Street hit a pedestrian crossing the street. That pedestrian, 59-year-old William Heskett III of Joplin, died of his injuries on Sunday. This marks the second fatal vehicle versus pedestrian crash of the year in Joplin. Dwenweg authorities released an update to a stabbing incident at a bus stop last week. Last Thursday, Jasper County deputies responded to an assault call at the bus station in Dwenweg. Deputies found an 18-year-old man from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, with severe injuries to his neck. The man was transported to a local hospital. He has since been released and is recovering. The case is still active, and detectives are asking for the public's information. And as tax season inches closer, credits for residential energy are available. The federal government is encouraging everyone to improve home energy by offering tax credit. Credit for improving home insulation ranges from $250 to $2,000. The credit only applies to improvements made during the year that's filed, meaning the work had to be done in 2023.
We want to see people renovate their homes to make sure that they're energy efficient, saving energy, but also saving them money not only on their taxes, but their monthly bills.
The IRS says it will begin accepting 2023 tax returns on January 29th. And up next, Paul Lyle joins us this morning to talk about the upcoming Battle of the Badges in Pittsburgh. And later, speed running takes the focus at a charity event. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Feels good to be home. This week only at your local Ashley store. Get up to 25% off store.
Paul Lyle is with us this morning to invite us to the American Red Cross Community Blood Drive and the Battle of the Badges between Pittsburgh Police and Pittsburgh Fire. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you.
Now you guys are doing something unique. It's a blood drive, but also chili?
It's a chili cook-off contest between the police and fire department, our donors, and we love our donors and we want you to come. They'll be tasting, after they donate, chili from the police department and the fire department. We have ballots. They're going to choose which one they like better. They go into a secured, locked ballot box. It comes from the county. We take it to the county afterwards. The county clerk counts the ballots, and the winning department gets a trophy. And it's a lot of fun.
That's the Battle of the Badge right there.
That's the Battle of the Badgers.
I love that. Okay, so tell us, where is this all taking place and when?
It is next Wednesday and Thursday, the 24th and 25th of this month. And this year we have a new location. We're at the Mirza Shrine, 110 West 5th Street in Pittsburgh. So it'll be nice and warm inside in case there's inclement weather. In past years, we've used the Frisco Center. There was a conflict in dates this year. So the Shriners very, very nicely allowed us to use their building. And we'll be there on Wednesday from 1 to 7 and on Thursday from 8:30 to 2. We still have openings. We can accommodate about another 40 donors. We want to do 150 units during this drive, and they can just go online to redcrossblood.org and sign up.
I love that. And tell us, why is it so important that people donate blood?
Well, I'll tell you, over the last 10 years, the number of blood donors in this country has dropped by 15 to 20%. And we don't really know why. COVID has something to do with it. It's a generational thing. People just don't feel that, they need to give blood. Fewer than 4% of the American public gives blood. And, blood is like milk. It expires.
Yes.
After 2 months, we can't use blood that's donated. We can freeze portions of it, for plasma and frozen red blood cells, but we have to keep replenishing that blood supply every couple of months.
I love that. Okay, and how long have you guys been doing this for?
Oh, well, of course, the Red Cross has been collecting blood for almost 100 years, but we've been doing the Battle of the Badgers for 10 years in the Pittsburgh area.
All right, who's your money on? The police or the fire?
Well, I go way back with the fire service. I used to be a call firefighter, but I have to stay neutral in this.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I don't even vote. I just exclude myself from that.
Well, it sounds like a blast, and it's a great cause. So
it's a wonderful cause. We really need blood, and we urge people, especially first-time donors, we'd love to have you come by. And look, even if you don't want to donate, you just want to watch the process, come by, have some chili, kibitz with the firemen and the police officers. They'll all be there.
Sounds like a great time. Well, thank you so much, and you stick around because we got more news coming up right after this.
Include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tearvia.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:15 now on this Thursday morning across the area. Folks getting back to work, to school, to a number of things after several snow days across the area. It's our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Clouds continuing to push off to the east, giving us a little more daylight. And thanks to the warm temperatures yesterday, take a look at that, considerably less snow. There's still some snow out there, some of the shady areas, things that were on the north sides of buildings. And for example, here on the median, so we're not 100% clear, but the roadways are in much better shape out there. This is the MoDOT camera, of course, 20th and range line, looking back toward the north. And again, it's just much better. KDOT camera getting plenty of daylight there. Take a look. We had snow on the shoulders yesterday. No snow on the shoulders, snow down into the ditch. So if you're driving in the ditch, you're probably in bad shape already. So again, looking good across the area. Now, remember, there are several. In fact, if I remember correctly, there are 4 different weather forecast offices that cover our region. And because of that, they don't always agree on things sometimes. We have wind chill advisories. For this section of southeast Kansas, they're through 11 o'clock Saturday morning. From here east into Missouri, they are until noon Saturday. And then Oklahoma and Arkansas are until noon on Friday. But that's a sign of colder air on the way. We did have a few light flurries here and there. They didn't add up to much. These clouds rolling out, but eventually we're going to have clouds increasing as we head into the afternoon. So we will have a period of some sunny skies out there. Looking pretty good, chilly, but not bad. 29 in Joplin, feels like 29 as the wind has let up a bit, but those winds are going to increase tonight into tomorrow, hence again why we have wind chill advisories. Temperatures around the region have fallen back a bit. We're down to the upper teens, low to mid 20s for the most part across the area. And that's put our wind chills with a light breeze back into the mid to upper teens. So it is a cold start out there. You'll want to bundle up, but we're upwards of 10, 15 degrees warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago at this time. Sunny to start, upper 30s by late morning, partly cloudy skies by 11. Heading into the afternoon, again, clouds increase. We're going to go mostly cloudy and temperatures making it into the low 40s, so not bad out there at all. We're going to get a lot more melting done today. Now, initially through the evening ahead of this cold front, temperatures falling through the 30s. Winds start to pick up late, and then that cold front pushes through, puts our temperatures down into the teens, even into the single digits for some of us. And then we're going to have low 20s Friday and Saturday. 7 Friday night, 18 Saturday night, so the brief Arctic blast. But that's the essential message here, is it's brief. As we head into next week, take a look. Temperatures start to warm up. Maybe a wintry mix briefly Monday morning. Transitions to rain. Rain chances continue through next Friday. Temperatures continue to climb. Upper 40s, low 50s. So now we're looking to go above average and could push close to 60 by next Saturday. So one more Arctic blast to get through, at least for the next several days after that, going to be much warmer. Let's check your forecast. We'll be back with more right after this.
Oh my God, you guys are not going to believe. And beauty is something we can create right now at Floor & Decor.
An online charity telethon where the audience is entertained by people who play video games really, really fast is taking place this week.
Rick Damagella reports.
5, 4, 3, 2, ready, go! Good luck, Felix.
What you are watching is an example of speedrunning a video game. In this instance, the 2001 Nintendo title Super Monkey Ball.
Speedrunning is, put simply, the act of completing a video game as fast as possible.
We got a $3,000 donation from some rando that says, good luck rolling your monkey. Thank you so much for that donation.
What? This particular speed run is part of the annual charity fundraiser, Awesome Games Done Quick, a week-long event running non-stop 24 hours a day.
Games Done Quick runs multiple events a year for fundraising for charities. For this event, Awesome Games Done Quick, we're raising money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Even on the GDQ stage, this level hates me.
The player speedrunning Super Monkey Ball goes by Helix 13. And while they agree there is added pressure performing in front of both a live and streaming audience, they truly enjoy what they do.
I live for these marathons. I enjoy it so much. And to be able to do the thing that I do best, to entertain people and raise money for charity, the feeling is unmatched.
Get the cheese out. You ready? Button. Oh boy.
Awesome Games Done Quick doesn't focus only on speedrunning because, as this reporter experienced, watching a dog play the 1985 Nintendo game Gyromite is must-see streaming.
Want some ham? Button.
The organizers believe anyone can enjoy the entertainment on display at their events.
I'd say, hey, come watch your games played in a way you've never seen them played before, and come donate to a great cause. The money goes straight to charity, and have fun and enjoy yourself while you watch.
Oh. Get in there. Time.
All right. Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
Awesome Games Done Quick runs through this Sunday on twitch.tv and gamesdonequick.com. This one has no idea what speedrunning is.
I don't get it. I've never heard of it.
People have been speedrunning. Super Mario Brothers is like the most popular, most common one, right? Right. She has no idea what speedrun. I mean, I can't do it, but I'm at least aware of it.
Okay, good for you. Well, coming up, Miss Kansas made a stop at Northeast High School. We'll have the details of her visit.
And we've got a chilly start out there this morning, but temperatures warming up before one more Arctic blast. We're having another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Great without putting life on hold. Imagine your future differently with Capella University.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. The time now is 7:27. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. You're invited to a public meeting next week to discuss a plan to widen Joplin's West 20th Street. That meeting will be at Twin Hills Country Club Thursday, January 25th from 4 to 6 p.m. The city is in the preliminary phase of the project that would widen and improve 20th Street west of Schifferdecker Avenue. The city is specifically looking for input from property owners in that area. And the cold temperatures hitting the 4 states have impacted positively some local plumbers. MVP Plumbing says that the number of clients that they are attending daily doubled in the last week and a half. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric is also dealing with an increase, and according to their service manager, his team has been working until bedtime every day.
I've never wanted to do dishes so much in my life. There was a lot of things that I couldn't do, like dishes. I couldn't wipe the counters off, cleaning.
If you go ahead and wait, it could go ahead and expand the pipe, and it'll go ahead and happen like what happened on this case. The pipe went ahead and expanded, and it broke on the CPVC.
To avoid frozen pipes, they recommend freezing days that you leave the faucets dripping and the cabinets open. You can go to our website at koamnewsnow.com to learn other strategies that help avoid frozen pipes. And the deer hunting season has just ended in Missouri, and it appears to be a record breaker. That's according to preliminary numbers from the Missouri Department of Conservation. Missouri's 2023-24 deer hunting season that ended on Monday. The department says in total, hunters killed more than 326,000 deer in the state. That beats the 2006 record by about 500. The MDC attributes the increase to a larger deer population and regulation changes that allowed more hunting permits. And some kids in Joplin took advantage of the warmer temperatures yesterday. Landreth Park provided the perfect launch pad for some sledding fun. The snow, sun, and sizable hill proved to be the right combination for the whole family.
You get to spend time out here with your family and play around in the snow. There's a lot of hills that have gone up and down and that are just really big and good.
And here's to a few more snow days like this one. Liberal High School is showing off the art of some former students. The exhibit features the post-graduation work of several Liberal alumni. The art wasn't judged and no prizes were for grabs. It was simply a chance to display the art. The showcase runs throughout the Tony DeBray tournament. And students at Northeast High School in Arma, Kansas had a surprise celebrity visitor yesterday. The reigning Miss Kansas, Courtney Wages, made a stop at the high school to promote Envision, a Wichita-based nonprofit that provides vision rehabilitation services. She also talked about driver safety and leadership.
I hope they take away not only how to be a safe driver, but how to be a good leader. We talk about to be a good leader, you have to be able to listen. It's not always the person that talks the loudest or is the tallest, the biggest, that leads. It's someone who is going to ask questions. How can you best service someone and be that leader in your community? And
Courtney Wages was crowned Miss Kansas on June 10th.
And we've got ourselves another warm day across the area. Taking a look at our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. A lot less snow out there, especially on the roadways, hence why those closings are gone from the bottom of your screen. Clouds continuing to roll out of the area before more clouds will begin to roll in later. MoDOT camera 20th and range line, plentiful vehicles on the road. Not so much plentiful snow on the roads today. Skywatch Storm Tracker, we've got those clouds and they continue to roll out. We had a few flurries early this morning, did not really add up to anything. We do have wind chill advisories across parts of the region with varying expiration times depending on where you are, but that is a sign of things to come as we've got a cold front rolling through tonight. 29 in Joplin, 26 in Pittsburgh, and as we go through today at least, we're looking at highs into the low 40s under mostly cloudy skies, and then we're going to see winds increase, temperatures decrease, and one more Arctic blast out there. We'll have those details and a lot more in your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. The southern border crisis may turn out to be a big or the biggest issue in next week's New Hampshire primary. Republican caucus goers in Iowa said it was their #1 concern. Fox News national correspondent Bryant Lanus is in the Granite State with the story.
We need to deal with the border once and for all.
Illegal immigration, top of mind for candidates campaigning in New Hampshire. Former President Donald Trump and former GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, now campaigning together, hit on the key issue not far from the state's northern border with Canada.
We need strong borders. As the kid of legal immigrants to this country, that means your first act of entering this country cannot break the law.
Fox News voter analysis shows immigration as the most important issue for Iowa caucus goers. New Hampshire voters we spoke to feel the same.
I think Trump was on the right path. I don't think he got it finished, obviously.
New Hampshire saw nearly 400 fentanyl poisonings in 2022, a record high. Nearby big cities struggling with busloads of migrants appear to have an impact on voters, too.
Well, look at our big cities. Look what's going on in Chicago, New York. My family lives in New York. They say the whole city's being overrun. It's awful.
We're a border state.
Independent voter Nathan Page says he's most likely supporting Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in next week's primary. He remembers when DeSantis flew dozens of migrants from Texas to Massachusetts' Martha's Vineyard.
I loved it when he shipped a plane load of them to Martha's Vineyard. You want to be a free state and welcome everybody? Here you go.
After the latest poll has him in dead last with just 5% support in New Hampshire, DeSantis is now moving his campaign staff to South Carolina, Haley's home state, believing a loss in her state will force Haley to drop out, making this a two-person race. In Rochester, New Hampshire, Brian Yennis, Fox News.
And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The California Police Department has started using drones to assist officers on call.
And you gotta get used to it.
Welcome to Miss Daisy's, where style meets comfort. Step into a world of endless possibilities as you expect to add charm and style to your space. Come shop with us at Miss Daisy's Home and Decor and give your home the makeover it deserves.
Well, today is National Gourmet Coffee Day, and as you enjoy a cup of your favorite fancy coffee, have you ever thought about why we come together over coffee? Well, Rafi Anonian joins us to help answer that question. Welcome, as always.
Thank you. I even brought some Missouri-made coffees here.
Right.
The Show Me, of course, for the Show Me state, which makes sense, or folklore, which sounds very Missouri, fitting for Missouri for me, you know what I mean, or this region.
Okay, so we all are drinking our coffee right now, probably watching this. Why is it such a big deal here?
Because you think about the Boston Tea Party, for example, right? We dump the tea into the sea.
Right?
So it's a big deal in the U.S. because that is one of those moments where we start to change our taste from tea over to coffee. You think about its interconnection to the American Revolution. So think about the Stamp Act crisis. That starts a series of protests that goes on for a decade that leads to the American Revolution. A lot of those happened inside of coffee houses in the U.S., especially, of course, on the East Coast, right? So there were places for exchange of news. There were places that were egalitarian, where the common person could engage with politics. And then, of course, that's where a lot of the stuff, the protests were signed, news would spread, broadsides would be posted up on the wall, so to speak. That's right. The coffee houses. That's right. That's right. Exactly. That's right.
Now it's just like, go to the coffee house, catch up with your girlfriend.
Yes, but you still think about it. It's still that's right, exactly, a business meeting. But think about those revolutionary things that are happening as a business meeting of sorts, right? It's the political business of the day. So it is still a place where you gather to exchange information. So the shift from tea to coffee, us sort of rebelling against England, and the sort of hotbed of the coffee houses during the Revolution is what it makes it so popular here. Now, it goes beyond that, too. In the American Civil War, for example, you have coffee being given as part of the rations to help the soldiers keep marching, because they often march 23 miles a day.
Right?
The caffeine, exactly.
That's not bothering me.
That's right. Or how about out west, with you have the gold miners that are going out. Folger's got his start there. James Folger, that's how he got started. Or you think about folks that are, cowboys, right, that are trying to stay up all hours, trying to keep up with their animals, and even Teddy Roosevelt was a big coffee drinker, so even presidential influence there too. There's multiple things that happen in the generations after the Revolution that also make it a big deal here.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for spreading your knowledge. We love having you. Enjoy your coffee and stick around because we have more news.
Yeah, but you can't be like, all right, well, that's that, because you don't exist anymore.
How would you like to? There's in stock in 3 locations in Missouri. Visit sandcrestsales.com to see all of our inventory online.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 7:40 on this Thursday morning, and we're taking a live look from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. The clouds continuing to push on off to the east, the daylight continuing to pour over the tops of the clouds, and the snow continuing to go away. And it will continue to go away as we go through today, because we're looking at another pretty warm day ahead of, unfortunately, another Arctic blast that's going to roll in tonight. MoDOT camera 20th and range line. Again, traffic moving smoothly over these mostly clear roads out there. Same from the KDOT camera south of Pittsburgh. Snow in the ditches and grassy areas, and you shouldn't be driving there, so you shouldn't have any problems. Now, as we've discussed, many forecast offices cover our areas, so we have wind chill advisories, but all with different expiration times. So out here, it's until 11 o'clock Saturday. From here east, it's until noon on Saturday. And for Oklahoma and Arkansas, it is until noon tomorrow. But one way or the other, it all spells out the same thing. We're going to get pretty darn chilly again. So here go these clouds rolling on out. They left us a few flurries here and there, nothing significant. And here come out by haze, more clouds. And those will cause our clouds to increase as we head into the afternoon hours today. Right now in Joplin, we are clearing out 29 degrees, and it feels like that as we have a south-southeast breeze at 3. Temperatures around the region have fallen back a bit. We're in the upper teens, low 20s for the most part out there, but we do have some mid and upper 20s. So again, better than where we were. Wind chills hanging out roughly in the mid to upper teens in some locations, and our temperatures today, or at least right now, are upwards of 5 to 20 degrees warmer now than what we were 24 hours ago. So a significant improvement. And today, one more day of significant improvement. Sunny skies to start as that first batch of clouds rolls on out of here. Clouds start to increase later this morning into the afternoon, and temperatures increase too. Upper 30s by late morning. Today's highs into the low 40s out there with mostly cloudy skies. So still warm enough. We're going to get some melting done. We'll have a west breeze at about 5 to 10 with some occasional gusts out there up to about 20. It's not going to be until late tonight. Ahead of a cold front, winds begin to increase. They're going to start gusting upwards of 30. They'll shift out of the north. And behind that front, our temperatures will plummet into the single digits and teens for our overnight lows. That unfortunately means that we're going to deal with another brief round of cold weather. As we go into our Friday and Saturday, we're into the low 20s out there. Overnight lows single digits and teens. And as we head into next week, could be chilly enough initially for a wintry mix on Monday, but worry not, it doesn't last very long. Turns into rain. Rain continues through Friday, so some much needed rain chances and some much needed warmer weather. We get back to average. We go above average. So we go upper 40s, low 50s, and possibly pushing near 60 by next Saturday. So just one more round of Arctic weather to get through, and then it's going to get a lot better here in the 4 states. That is a check of your forecast, and we're going to send it over to Caitlin, who's experiencing a technical difficulty with Consumer Watch.
Just send it on over, Chris. All right, those looking to save a few cents may want to stock up on Forever stamps. The price of postage is set to go up Sunday. When that happens, it'll cost 68 cents to send a letter via snail mail. Right now, the price is 66 cents. Forever stamps are good forever, no matter when you bought them. They were just 41 cents when they first came out in 2007. This marks the 5th price hike since 2021. The price of Priority Mail and Ground Advantage are also going up more than 5%. And Apple's banned smartwatches are heading back to the shelves despite its request to delay the U.S. ban on the watches being denied. The company says new Series 9 and Ultra 2 Apple Watches will go back on sale Thursday, but without its blood oxygen measurement technology, which was found to have infrared on an existing patent. Apple made the decision to remove the technology while it awaited a decision from its appeal on the International Trade Commission's ruling in October. The feature will remain on watches that have already been sold. And if you can go without your smartphone for 1 month, this company will pay you. Dairy company Siggy's Dairy is offering $10,000 if you do a digital detox. The company says it will choose 10 participants based on the essays they submit when they sign up. To make sure participants don't cheat, Siggy's will send them a lockbox and a flip phone with a prepaid SIM card good for 1 month. When the month is up, the 10 participants could receive $10,000 and 60 cups of Siggy's yogurt. The company says the goal of the contest is to help people start new healthy habits this year and beyond. If you are interested, you can sign up on Siggy's website. You have until January 31st. And we've all seen those police chases where a helicopter helps track the suspect, but not every police department can afford one. Jeff Nyan reports on a much cheaper technology one Southern California town is using to achieve much of the same results.
In Murrieta, a fleet of drones is the latest set of tools for the police department. One of the aircraft helped with the arrest seen in this video. Lieutenant Jeremy Durant is the head of the unit that launched last July.
How effective has it been?
Very effective. In a matter of 6 months, we've had at least 50 deployments that have been very successful for us.
The latest example happened at this construction equipment rental yard where police say 2 men broke in early Saturday morning. An officer who was sent out launched a drone which tailed the suspects through a greenbelt area to a car and eventually arrested 3 men.
So without the use of the drone in this particular case, the suspects definitely would have gotten away.
The drones have a thermal camera that works day and night, but they're really effective in the dark. We got an example of it.
They pick up heat signatures, whether it's from a person or a vehicle, and helps the drone operator more easily identify a potential target.
The department currently has 5 sworn members who are pilots assigned to their individual drones 24/7. The plan is to expand that a bit this year.
Does this program help with recruitment?
I believe it does. A lot of our newer officers come equipped with an awareness of technology, and some of them even own drones themselves.
The department does not have its own helicopters, so drones may eventually become the first eyes on scene, even before an officer is on the ground, to extend a helping hand to the long arm of the law. In Murrieta, Jeff Nguyen.
And those are our top stories in Consumer Watch this morning. Now let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bells.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep.
When the Thunder take on the Pelicans on KOAM, and that's only the beginning. Thunder Friday nights. See the entire schedule on KOAMNewsNow.com.
Last Saturday's storm and record tides are turning into a learning opportunity for some students in Portland. A group went out to Higgins Beach to collect marine debris, which is still rolling around days later.
Mel Meyer explains the motivation behind it.
A plastic bottle, lots of rope, and part of a trap. Just some of what was swept up in Scarborough by a historic high tide.
Knowing for a fact that just not even very far out, there's this and so much more in those oceans is heartbreaking.
Some students at Baxter Academy for Technology and Science have learned this firsthand.
This project has definitely been a big part of my life for the past couple of years.
They've been collecting and analyzing a certain kind of litter around the back cove.
Well, last year, in 4 cleanups, we collected almost 7,000 pieces of marine debris.
We found that about 70% of all trash in our community has been plastic.
That breaks down in the environment.
And it just snaps apart,
creating tiny pieces called microplastics.
Humans eat about a credit card worth of microplastics every week.
The group has uploaded information about what they've collected on a phone app, which they or other citizen scientists can then use.
If you wanted to do your own individual study just in the United States or say in the East Coast, you could see everybody that's using the app on the East Coast and what they're finding as well.
But this isn't going back in the trash.
All of this will get used to create some art.
Not only can these bits and pieces still be useful, but serve as a powerful reminder and inspiration for others.
See that? That's what we do in Portland, Oregon. We recycle and we save the planet.
She's from Portland, in case you all didn't know this.
Go green!
Okay. Well, it's important to make sure you recycle, regardless of where you are. But it is great that they're taking this opportunity as kind of a lesson, a learning process.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely, Chris.
And we're going to recycle the forecast one more time with slightly warmer temperatures. Let's take a look outside. This is our camera on top of the Cornell complex in downtown Joplin. As sun is rising, the clouds are clearing just in time for them to come back later today, but that's all right. We got some melting done yesterday, as evidenced by the MoDOT camera here, 20th and Rangeline. A lot less snow out there, and by the end of today, even less snow. Skywatch Storm Tracker shows those clouds rolling on out of here. They did bring some light flurries this morning for some of us, but those are all long gone. Wind chill advisories, different expiration times. We've gone over all the forecast offices that cover us, but these run through noon tomorrow for Oklahoma and Arkansas and through at least Saturday for everyone else. And that is because it is going to get very cold. One more Arctic blast coming through tonight. 29 in Joplin right now, 24 in Pittsburgh, and we're looking at highs today in the low 40s under mostly cloudy skies. As mentioned, we have one more Arctic blast to talk about. We'll look at the 7-day forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
To 2006, the Riverton, Kansas native was part of the 891st Engineer Battalion and earned a Bronze Star. We are proud to salute William Culley, a 4-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation released an update to a shooting investigation in Miami. As you may recall, the Miami Police Department requested the OSBI to assist with a homicide investigation on the evening of January 5th. Agents have determined there was an altercation involving multiple people near 2nd Ave and H Street in Miami. That incident led to the shooting death of 27-year-old Matthew Vincent LaCastro. Authorities have not made any arrests in that case. And Joplin police are just now releasing information about a crash that happened last week, killing a pedestrian. It happened last Thursday at the intersection of East 32nd Street and South Finley Avenue. Police say a vehicle traveling west on 32nd Street hit a pedestrian crossing the street. That pedestrian, 59-year-old William Heskett III of Joplin, died of his injuries on Sunday. This marks the second fatal vehicle versus pedestrian crash of the year in Joplin. In Carthage, first responders were called to the Jasper County Courthouse yesterday evening. Fire crews were alerted to an automatic water flow alarm at 6:48 p.m. It is suspected that a line had frozen during the colder temperatures and burst open when it had thawed. The extent of the damage is unknown at this time, as water was coming down from the ceiling. Power is shut off for now till a full assessment can be done, and several court proceedings will be affected by the power outage. You can see the full list on the Jasper County, Missouri website.
And we've got ourselves a warmer day today. Low 40s out there, mostly cloudy skies, so more melting taking place. It will be through the 30s into the evening, and then the wind picks up and will start gusting out of the north upwards of 30 miles an hour, hence those wind chill advisories, as our lows fall back into the single digits and teens tonight, thanks to a cold front coming through, delivering one more Arctic blast. We'll fall into the 20s for highs on our Friday and Saturday, chilly overnights, and then as we head into next week, we warm up, we see some rain chances, and temperatures could even go above normal by the end of next week. So just one more round of cold weather to get through, and then it's going to be much warmer in the 4 states.
All right, well, 4 college students were rescued by helicopter after being stranded atop of Red River Gorge Rock in Kentucky on Monday.
The students from Asbury University were camping over the weekend. They climbed up without ropes on Sunday, but one of the students said it was too snowy to descend safely. Search teams tried to hike to the site, but could not due to the snow.
The helicopter managed to land on a space atop the rock as snow fell, and a helicopter rescue atop a rock at the gorge is extremely rare for Powell County's search and rescue. Medics treated all 4 students. They were cold, but they're going to be okay.
It's certainly good that they were rescued and that we were able to get out of there, because, boy, you don't want to be out in the cold.
Right, bad timing, guys. Absolutely. Don't go out there in this weather.
Well, thank you all so much for letting us put the good in your morning.
We'll be back with more news today at noon.